Hello guys, welcome back to today's video. Um, in today's video, I'll be teaching you how to read prompts. That's response and this kind of tags that you have to read to response if they are relevant or accurate or factual to um, a prompt. Okay, so in this task they'll be giving you a prompt. So a prompt is like you searching for something on Google. Okay, anything that someone wants to know an information about. Now Google's response is not going to give you just one response. In this task they are going to provide you with two types of response, which is response A and then response B. So now you are going to rate response A and then find how accurate is response A to the prompt. Then you are going to rate response B. Find how accurate response B is to the prompt. So if I access my task, okay, that's the job that I'll be getting. But for now, let's first read through the instructions. Okay, I made some short points that I use, the steps that I use in rating this response. Okay, so I've listed them down here. So in evaluating a response, okay, it says how well each response meets the user's needs and follows quality standards. So the quality standards are satisfy user intent, which means that the response is supposed to satisfy the user's intent. The response should be easy to understand. The response should be factual, and then it should be trustworthy. So then you carry on to rate the helpfulness of the response, which means not is the response helpful, is the response somewhat helpful, is the response helpful, very helpful, extremely helpful. Okay, so that's how you are going to rate or evaluate the helpfulness of the response. So now I just sometimes I just use AI to understand what I'm doing, not to rate the job. Okay, it's very important because this prompt thing that you are doing is basically AI. So why are you using AI to rate another AI? There'll be confusion because AI can't think like a human being. The main purpose of this job is to help the AI feel like a human. That's why they give it to you, the human, for you to what? Rate and then access the knowledge for the AI to input. Okay, so for let's start with the task. So we okay. So now our record time. I have to record my time here. Okay, so let's continue. So they gave you some set of instructions that you need to follow. So bear in mind, see, anytime you start reading, you don't know what they are going to give you to read. They might give you a different project on its own, so you have to research the project that they are giving you, understand the requirements of the project, and then how you are going to what rate it. So for me, what I do is that I copy the instructions, take them to any of your AI that you have. Okay, then you let the AI access the instructions for you. So what I'll do now is that I have to change the directory to make the AI teach me. Okay, So this book, let me go to ChatGPT. That's better. So in ChatGPT here, there's a plus button here. So just click on the plus, go to study and learn, paste the instructions there, and then type help me understand in simple terms. Okay, so it's going to um, reduce the rate of you reading everything word to word. Okay, now it's trying to solve. Okay, so I have to, let me open a new one for you. Let me open a new one. So it's just trying to solve the examples that you gave it. Okay, so let's use a new chart, and then so we are doing that, we are letting it explain to us. Okay, so the first one I did, it was trying to answer the questions. Okay, but for this time it's going to break it down for you to understand. So that's how I use the AI. I don't use my AI to be looking for answers. No, all their answers are wrong. I'm telling you, they are wrong, very wrong. So it says the first step you need to do is to figure out what the user wants. Okay, the prompt. What is the main intent behind the user request? Okay, what's the main intent? Now, sometimes the prompt is visual, so you might need to use contents like conversations, locations, or an image provided. If the prompt is what is this plus an image, the intent is probably identifying the bird. Okay, so now let's go and complete our first step. So the first step, our task is here, and then the first step is to understand the prompt. So now you said, when was the book published? And then they gave us an image. Okay, so now first things first, you need to know what this means before we need to get understanding of what the image means. So what I did is that I used the Google search lens. Please, you right click on a picture, choose search with Google lens. Okay, now a side panel will open with a search bar that will help you to know what is inside the image. Now Google has researched the text for you, so everything is here. So what I'm going to do now is that you are going to copy the question they ask, the prompt they ask in here, and then ask what when was the book published, and then search with the image. So Google is going to use the image data and then the question you are asking. Okay, so now what is going to do that is going to find the published date for the book that you added. Okay, so let's wait for it. It says it is not possible to determine the published date of the book. Political order in changing society from the provided image. Okay, so there's a little confusion here. So what I'm going to do now is that you're going to reduce it, and then let it just search for the book itself. So we want to know which book we are looking for. And then another context too is that they sometimes they give you the answer here. Okay, response expectation. Sometimes they give it just to make your work easier, but you just have to be sure that what you are looking for is what correct, not just the answer they give you. So let's go back to the image and let's cancel the Google lens. Now the book political order in changing society is, so now what you are going to do now is they are going to assess the name of the book and then its publication date. So for me, I read through the image and then it says the book was written by, okay, that's the question, and then the answer is SP Horton. Okay, so we know who. Please bear with the time. I'm just trying to teach, that's why I'm going slow for you to understand what is going on. Okay, so just don't mind the time for now. So now we've reduced the image to the particular thing that we need. So now it says the book was written by him. Okay, now the answer is there. So now let's copy that fact. Okay, and then we go to Google itself and then paste it in it. Okay, and then search for it. Now if you search for it, they are going to give you an information about the book. Now what we needed is here. Publication year is 1968. Let's check if the first expectation is correct. So the expectation is 1968. Yes. So meaning that both respond A and respond B should contain the what? The publication year of 1968. Now we might need some extra information. That one will boost the helpfulness of the response. So let's go back to the AI we use ChatGPT. So now we found the step one, the first step, which is to what? Figure out what the user is looking for. So we've now found what the user is looking for. Now step two is check if the response actually helps. Now we have to check the two response that we have and then see if the response helps. Okay, we have to check the response and then check if it helps. So now let's check for response A. So we are looking for the answer, which is the first step that we have to take. So for the answer here, the book by Samuel P. Let's check the name if the name is correct. Yeah, the name is correct, and it was published in 1968 by Yale University Press. So there are some things that you need to take note because they can give you some misinformation that you will not understand. So you have to search. Good. Now you found this, and then here too is the same thing. July 1st, 1968. So this one gave us the month and the day, but this one just gave us the year. So let's see 1968, but they didn't add any day or month. Okay, so now what you're going to do now is that you are going to ask the AI. You can use the AI mode. Okay, so it's thinking. So what are you going to do now? You're going to ask questions. So was the book published in, it says January 1st, January 1st, 1968, just to make sure that the AI is giving us accurate information. So the AI said yes, it was 19. So this, at this point, all these are very helpful, but this information given, it will boost the helpfulness of the response that is given. That's response B. It will boost the helpfulness. So now let's go to the answering part. So he said, does the response have any of the following issues? Okay, so response fails to understand. No. Response is different. No. Response contains clearly nonsensical. No. Okay, so let's say none of the above. So both are none of the above. Now the next thing is um helpfulness of the helpfulness of the response. Okay, so it says not factual, fails to satisfy, somewhat, only somewhat address the primary user intent. No, but our case, it answered everything that we need, just that one has extra information. So with the extra information, I'm going to use extremely helpful, because both of them are helpful, but response B, which provided the particular day, gave us extra information. Okay, so for this one, I'll give it a very or very, any of here is okay. You can give it very or very plus. Now let's get back to response B. So this is the response that gave us the particular what day. So for that one, it's going to gain a credibility. So we're going to give it extremely helpful. So between the two, now you're going to, between the two, which side is much better? So for me, I would say response B is slightly better because it's added some information that the user needed. The reason why I'm saying slightly better is because it's not 100% better than response A. Although response A also, I mean, gave her the answer correctly, but response B went deeper to retrieve the day and then the month. Okay, that's the only difference. So I'll choose slightly better, which is obviously what I'll choose. Now we need we need a comment. So in writing a comment, you first have to state the primary intent of the user. So in my situation, I'll write the intent of the user was to find the, you can use, you can use any of, you can even use the prompt itself. Okay, so mostly that's what I do. I just use the prompt itself to, so it says it will correct me, the user intended to find when the book was established. Okay, now both response both response gave, no, or we can say both response were helpful and accurate to the intent of the user, but response B contained contained extra information. Okay, hence response B is slightly helpful. You understand? Just as simple as that. You can, you can just write a simple comment. No need for you to be saving comments, because I see some of you, you try to save your comment down and just be using them. No, it's bad. Okay, they'll see you to be AI generated comments, they'll see you to be using AI generated comments. That's very bad of you. Don't be using one way comment. Write it your own, per your own knowledge, per your analysis. See, most of you use AI to read, that's why you can't write your comments. You understand? But if you rate it yourself, you have the understanding to write your comments. So I think I'm talking too much, the time is going down. So let me submit and stop so that I will, good. So now we have successfully completed one task. Okay, per the rules, that's what I'm saying, per the rules. So we've even completed all the steps. Okay, you should have read. So you said when you're using the helpfulness, okay, it gave you a simple understanding. Not helpful means it's wrong, confusing, and irrelevant and unsafe. Somewhat helpful is it gives some helpful information but misses a lot of or is messy. Okay, mostly helpful is correct, clear, but maybe a little wordy or missing polish. Okay, and helpful, solid, well structured, easy to read, cover the intent fully. And then extremely is a gold standard. Perfectly answer the query, easy to scan, no free, cannot be improved much. So when you are done, you just rate it per the image and then you summarize. You see what they are saying here, the content. You write the intent, clarity, facts, and then trust. Okay, so that's it. That's how you can rate a prompt tax in Telus. So if this video helped you, make sure you like and then you subscribe to the channel because I'll be posting a lot of Telus rating videos in this so that you can follow up and then you stop making mistakes and then Telus to stop taking our jobs. Okay, stop using AI to be rating for you. You can use AI to understand, but don't use the AI to rate and then pick up the answer and put it there. You understand? So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.